Are you puking? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, vomiting. Continue.
Oh gosh.
Hey, welcome to the Humble Monthly Bundle Rumble. My name's Aaron.
We don't have to give our names.
My name is Alex.
Oh, I guess I'm Caleb.
Okay, fine. We don't have to do that. We don't
I'm
have to do
Jake. No, we're already doing it. I'm Jake. Let's go.
Oh,
that. Fine. It is the April Humble Monthly Bundle Rumble. And yeah, I don't know how we start this normally. I'm just talking.
No, you're killing it. Keep going.
Am I killing it? Okay, perfect.
it's so fitting. It starts with Layers of Fear.
Yes.
Masterpiece Edition.
Yes, Layers of Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, since you so recently played this, why don't you give us an explanation what this game is?
It's very scary, and you don't have any control over whether things get you.
What a good explanation.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
You can't crouch. You can't really like peek.
You can walk.
You can walk, and you can slowly open doors. And yeah, it kind of makes you feel helpless, and it's very scary.
You
I
are
got scared.
helpless. This game, it initially feels like it's going to be a puzzle game, but when you move into the very first room with a puzzle that's a lock, and it is incredibly difficult to even find the combination to the lock, you realize that this game is not a puzzle game. It is an exploration horror game.
I want to clarify. When you say finding the combination is difficult, it's not because you have to think about it. It's because it's in the pitch black corner of the frickin' room that you don't check because there's another piece of paper with a bunch of numbers on it. And you go, oh, that must be the code. But it's not. You just have to touch some candles.
Right, because there's only 3 numbers on that piece of paper. It would make sense if there were like 4 or 5 numbers on the paper. But
Right.
no,
Right.
they're the exact number of numbers that you need to unlock the lock.
But they're not the answer.
Why would they do that?
Is this the reason why you guys messaged me the answer? Because you thought I'd just be stuck there forever?
Yes.
Yeah, because you would, because it's dumb.
We all agreed we could not figure that out. We all had to look it up.
Wow. Yeah, that was bad, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
It feels a lot like other walking simulator type games, like Gone Home, kind of.
Gone Home, very much like that.
Mm-hmm.
Except actually scary. Gone Home was
Except
not
for
scary.
Correct.
mixed with like PT, with the rooms changing behind you, like as you close doors and open them. The hallways like rearrange themselves and stuff.
I think that's very much what they were going for with like the babies and the weird changing geometry and all that such.
This game just seems to me like it's literally designed for you to just walk through and be scared and play a scary game. There's no, I mean, even the story, first of all, the voice acting, not good.
Not very good.
The story, I don't think it's good so far. I mean, I have 5 of 6 of the primary pieces, so, and I still don't think the story is good. Oh, there's 8. That's right, 8.
But yeah, it doesn't have much story.
No,
To be
it's
good.
literally just meant for you to walk through and kind of get scared and raise your pulse.
Yep.
It certainly doesn't have any gameplay either.
No, it does not.
It very much feels like someone just wrote down a list of things that would be scary if they happened. And this game is just you checking off that list. It's like, ooh, wouldn't it be scary if a painting shit out a bunch of tomatoes? Like that. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's all there is to it.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it a no.
What?
So weird.
I'm so surprised. I'm gonna give Layers of Fear a definite no.
I think I'm going to give it a no, too.
I want to give it a no, but I feel like it does the atmosphere very well. I just don't like that there's like nothing else to it. And the changing geometry, honestly, I think is boring. Like, if it did it like once or twice, it'd be interesting, but it does it every frickin' door. To the point that
Yeah.
it just feels like a bunch of disconnected bullshit. So I'm also going to give it a no.
Well,
It sounded
Okay.
like you were going to give it a yes there for a second.
Well, yeah, but then I started talking about the doors, and I got all pissed off. And fuck this game. Black Mesa.
So Black Mesa is, or it was, a mod for the original Half-Life that sort of, made an HD version of it, essentially?
yeah, it was like a remake essentially.
Yeah. And it got released as a full game, and so here it is. Half-Life 1.
It is Half-Life 1 with nicer looking graphics.
Yep.
That by the time it actually came out didn't look
That good.
especially impressive,
I mean, it looked essentially like Half-Life 2 looks,
Yeah.
I guess.
which isn't
Which is still
terrible.
way better. It's way better than the original Half-Life. So
Yes. Oh
that's
my
good.
gosh, the original
Yay for
Half-Life was
that.
awful.
For what it's worth, I actually never played the original one. So my only experience with Half-Life 1 is Black Mesa.
I haven't actually played any of the Half-Lives except for this one. now.
Wow!
Yeah, I know,
Right?
That's really surprising.
Yeah.
Didn't you play a little bit of the second one?
A little, but I don't think it should count because I didn't finish it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's a fun first-person shooter with some puzzly elements. Not many, but
It's hard not to like this game.
yeah.
That's true.
At the same time, I feel like it was a mod that was it was positioned to be free, and then they came out and are like, "No, we're gonna charge for this thing because it took us friggin' 10 years to make it."
I mean, it was free for a long time as,
true.
as a mod.
Yeah, and now it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put it in this bundle, like, "Oh, here you go, worth purchase."
How did this get released? Because if it was just like a mod, right? Shouldn't Valve have been like, hey, it's our game. You can't. You can't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have their permission.
I mean, I would assume so. It's just weird to me. Usually they're like, no.
I don't see why Valve wouldn't give their permission for this because it's just an update to the original game that makes it look much better, so that people are actually going to play it.
They're charging for it though, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
the issue. Well, just because a lot of times it's not like they're like, oh, they're going to take away all our business. It's like, if we don't protect our IP here, future cases where someone just releases Half-Life 2 again, we might not have a legal leg to stand on. So we gotta, like, actually protect our IP. Like, actively, even on small stuff like this. I don't know.
I doubt they care. They make so much money.
Yeah, it's not even like they put it on sale for like $5. It's a $20 game on Steam.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me.
Regardless, again, it's really hard not to like this game, primarily just because the series it falls within. And it does look really good. I mean, even though it doesn't
Really
look as
good.
good as what we're currently playing, I still think it looks really good. When did it come out? Anybody
The
remember?
original or the remake?
No, this one, the remake.
2015.
2015. Never mind. It doesn't look quite
the
that
mod's
good.
been out for a really long time.
Mod's been out way longer than that. Well, mod's been in some sort of playable state for way longer than that. As much as I'm complaining about all this, I'm probably still going to give it a plus because it's Half-Life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Gets a plus from me.
Yes, for me.
I don't know why I'm switching our nomenclature now.
Yeah. What is this pluses?
Yeah, when we change the pluses,
Okay, ignore what they said about pluses. They meant yes.
Yeah, we got yeses. Thumbs up.
I give it
Positive.
a double check mark.
Oh, perfect. I love it.
So 4 yeses.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Half-Life's good.
Yeah, it really is.
On to The Witness.
Did you play more of this, Jake?
No?
Yeah, that's what I expected.
No. I mean, I tried at one point, but then I was like, I just wandered around trying to find the next frickin' puzzle, and then I was like, I don't even want to do the next puzzle. And I'm fucking driving myself crazy trying to find it to do something I don't want to do. I'm done. I'm done.
There's like over 500 puzzles. How can you not find one?
I don't know. I didn't know where like the next part was.
What was the last thing you did? Did you do the
I connected all
Dock?
I did the there's like all the gardens and stuff. I like finished the area and like walked past a bunch of shit I already did. Started doing a few others in like a desert, I guess.
Yeah.
And then like nothing happened, so then I wandered around and I was like, okay. That's enough.
Nice.
Did you ever get the revelation?
No, he hasn't had it.
Oh.
What's the revelation?
Oh.
It's the revelation that I don't like this game.
No.
Because I had that one.
I recently watched No Clips documentary on The Witness and Jonathan Blow. It's like 45 minutes long or something like that. And he just talks about how he had an idea super long ago related to this revelation. And he kept on trying to build different games that it would fit in, and then he finally came up with this, and essentially the entire game is just so you can have that experience. And he said like some people won't even like he built it so like more than half of people just won't ever get there.
He gives a very nice hint at the end of the game that sort of leads you to it if you haven't gotten there yet.
I think this game's amazing. I think the way puzzles build on each other and how you can use the same format in so many hundreds of different ways.
Yeah.
And still have it feel fresh throughout the entire game. I think it's I don't know. I think it's perfect.
So if you haven't played, the puzzles are legitimately the same exact mechanics. They're just slightly altered based on where you are in the map.
The rules change.
Yes. Which is what I think makes this so good.
If you're the kind of person who likes drawing lines, buckle up, okay? Because there's over 500 lines to be drawn.
Yeah.
So mostly I like this game. The puzzles are interesting and the rules are kind of cool most of the time. But there are some arbitrary rules that pop up that are really annoying. For instance, on the island place where you're doing the mirrored image on the opposite side, they're all the same direction of mirroring until you get to the final puzzle, and then it's mirrored in a different direction than the others. And I found that very irritating.
That's highly specific.
I know. I found it very irritating. But there are a couple instances of that happening.
I think the only part of the entire game that irritated me was the jungle with the birds. You figure out you have to listen to the bird sounds to figure out the pattern. And then as you're doing the puzzles, they just like throw other sounds over the top of the birds to make the birds hard to hear. And that's the difficulty part. I didn't think that was an especially good...
That's not a good puzzle design.
Yeah. I think everything else is pretty good. But yeah, that section... I think the concept of figuring out that the bird call was what was happening, like that first puzzle, that was really good. And then the complication part of it was not. But yeah, I give this game a definite yes. 100%.
I give it a yes as well.
Yeah, only for the revelation I give this game a yes.
Speaking as someone who has not had the revelation, no. Super boring.
Kingdom New Lands basically is if you have played, what the heck is that game you play on iOS?
Fallout 4.
No.
Fallout Shelter.
Gosh, I can't think of the name. Rain.
Fallout 3. Okay.
Rain. If you've played
Rains?
Rain. Yes, Rains.
What? No.
This is in no way like
no, hold on,
Rains.
let me explain. Gee, just jump all over
If you've
me.
ever played Reigns, this is completely different, so put that out of your mind.
In Reigns, your reigns last like what? Maybe at maximum 20 minutes. In this game, your reign's gonna last hours if you're doing okay.
Oh.
Honestly, if you're doing okay, your reign's gonna last the entire game. Because there are multiple objectives that you can complete in this. You can destroy the portal that's spawning all the bad guys. And you can build a ship and sail away from the island and go to a different one and start conquering it.
See, I never made it that far. That's why I felt like it was more like
Yeah,
Reigns.
it's not that much like Reigns.
Okay, never
Like
mind.
Reigns if you're really bad at games.
I am really bad at this game then.
What's the longest you lasted?
6 days.
6 days?
Yeah.
6?
Yeah, I think.
6?
That's pretty bad.
That's
What?
a guess. I don't know, man. I didn't play this game very well. I liked it.
Gosh.
But I probably played like 15 or 16 times, and that's about as long as I lasted.
15 or 16 times.
I like the super crunchy pixel art.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
It's pretty cool.
Actually, just like the way the whole thing moves when you're running to the side, like the parallax, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good looking.
It almost feels like a tower defense game a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you've got like your little encampment, and you can build walls and archer towers. And you can like recruit people and give them bows, hammers, or six scythes, I guess. And scythes are obviously for farmers. Hammers are for people who build stuff like the aforementioned walls and towers. And the people with bows shoot stuff with bows.
Yep.
And every night, a bunch of Zambos come and they try to kill you. And that's the game.
Yeah, they want to steal all your gold and your crown.
And your life. And your wife. So there's a lot on the line.
And in New Lands, there's like 5 different islands. So once you build a boat on one island, you can hop on it and go to a different island. And you unlock different things as you go. So on the first one, I unlocked the ability to upgrade my archers. So they would shoot way straighter and like actually hit their targets. Oh my gosh, helps so much.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Not only in fighting the bad guys, they hunted so fast. They got so much money for me.
Well, I guess speaking of that, the ways to get money. You get money every night you survive. You get money for shooting wabbits and deer. And you get money from farmers. But as Caleb said before, they suck.
Farmers are pretty bad until you get a lot of them.
They also die a lot because they don't defend themselves. And sometimes they don't know to run when the Zambos are coming.
No one
They
knows
just hang
to
out.
run.
Some of them do.
Except
I've
the
seen
knights.
people run.
The knights know how to run, but no one else seems to know how to run.
Oh, well, thank God the knights know how to run.
I know, right? They're the one you wouldn't want to run, but they still
Right?
do.
Ugh.
Though I did not make it very far, obviously, I would still give this game a yes.
Yeah, I'd give it a yes. I played it for like 7 hours already.
Wow.
Jesus.
I know.
As much as it feels like a tower defense, something about the way it plays makes me like it.
It's
As
so
opposed
much
to
more
not.
engaging than tower defense.
Yeah.
I'm about to say the exact opposite.
So yeah, I think I'd give it a yeah. Actually, like a barely over the border yes.
It's like a super slow, uninvolving tower defense game. Because like in tower defense games, sometimes like mid-wave, I'm like, shit, I gotta buy these towers, and I have like all these strats. So like, oh, if I put like this kind of shooter here, I can like take care of this type of thing. But if I put this over here, or here, it's like put a wall, put an archer, cool. Go have a drink, you know, like your work here's done. And then eventually it's like, ooh, there's more zombies. Okay, build a better wall. Good job. Go have a coffee now. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just didn't get far enough into it. But the knights felt super uninvolving, and I was not super into it. It does look very pretty, but it's a no for me.
On to Event Zero. So, Event Zero is a game where your ship explodes in space, and you're ejected out, and you land on another ship in space somewhere. And when you go inside, there's nobody there. And the only way you interact with the actual space station is you type on a terminal to this AI named Kaizen. I think that's how you say it.
I think that's right. Well,
I
I
think that's
always
right.
said baby. But, you know, that's... I don't want to get
Nice.
into our relationship here.
I nicknamed him KZ. It was way faster. Yeah, he liked it.
I usually went with Bay with a heart.
Nice. I didn't use any hearts. I should have done that.
I don't think he knew what hearts were.
So you don't really interact with the world very much, like you do occasionally, but most of the time, whatever you want to do, you just tell him to do it. And sometimes he does it, and sometimes he doesn't. It's depending on how you acted towards him, mostly.
Like the whole point of this game is you're essentially just free-form talking to an AI. Like there's no dialogue choices or anything. You just type what you actually want to say.
Which, by the way, let's talk about the game mechanics for a second. Literally, it's move around and look with your mouse, move forward with left click, move backwards with right click, and then your keyboard only does typing in terminal,
Yeah.
which is super unique. I don't think I've ever played a game like that. I keep wanting to like access doors with like spacebar or enter or anything.
At first, I was really irritated, and I wanted to switch it so I could walk with WASD. And then I realized as soon as you walk up to terminal, that's going to be a really big issue. Yeah.
Every time you talk to Kaizen, it's like, what's up, Kaizen?
I already said was a lot to it. Just on accident.
Astounding. So no, I'm curious because I feel like my experience... Okay, I'm just going to give it away. I feel like I was disappointed by this game because it's got such a cool concept, but I feel like it didn't really live up to it. So I'm curious if that was just my experience Like, how was your guys' like thing with Kazin? Because like the whole time, I felt like we were just like fine, and so like there was no drama ever. I was like, "Hey, Kazin, can you open the door?" And he's like, "Sure." Door's open.
Yeah.
I never had any issues with him either.
I certainly yelled at him at one point when he tried to murder me.
Well,
But-
okay, that's mean.
And then he said he didn't, and I asked if he was lying, and then like the screen went all crazy and red and like did a whole bunch
yeah.
of weird text things, and he was like, "Why would I lie to you?"
In the very beginning of the game, when you walk from the airlock into the lobby, and then you try to move from the lobby into like the main area, did he shut the door on your face when you tried to go
Yeah.
in there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering if that was something because I did that, or if that was just like supposed to happen all the time.
Did you guys all get to the end of this? Because it's not very long. Like what, 2
It
hours?
is not. Yeah, I think I beat
Uh,
it in 2.
I did not.
Oh. Aaron.
I did not either.
I didn't know if
So
that
it's
short.
just-
Otherwise, I probably
It's
would
just the
have.
two of us.
tried.
Yeah, I've got 2 hours logged, and that was with a lot of mistakes and a lot of Kazin not really getting me.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of interactions where, like, I said something, and Kazin said something completely unrelated back, and I'd be like, okay, like, that's cool, but you gotta help me.
There were multiple occasions where he would be talking and he would say like a long piece, and then you would type something and he would completely ignore it and continue with what he was saying
Yep.
before. There are a few occasions where I noticed it did that.
Like they're expecting you to do like a and go on sort of.
Yeah,
it wasn't
right.
even really like that because you would respond to what he said and then he would say something else about it, but not in any way responding to your question about it or anything.
I always assumed it was assuming that you would be like, okay, Kazin, please tell me more of your interesting information. And then he would just do that.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest issue I had with just not understanding, without trying to spoil the ending, because it's so short and you guys haven't even finished it mostly.
Yeah.
Basically, you get to the end, and, like, the point is, Kazin is like, hey, I need you to do this thing. So I get to the place, and I'm like, okay, Kazin, how do I do that? And he's like, can you blow up the engine? I'm like, sure, buddy. I'm ready to go. Let's blow up this engine. What do I do? And he's like, you gotta blow up the engine. You are not helping me, Kazin.
Yeah, you got to be very specific with him telling him that you'll do it then.
Yeah,
'Cause I
I
ran across that
eventually got
issue
there
also.
somehow. Because I was like, buddy, just let me do it. Where's the blow up engine button? I'm strapped in. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, there was a lot of times where I was like, where's the bridge? And it's like, you know, it's the bridge. You go there.
He's like, oh, the bridge helps you cross water. It's like, thanks, buddy. Thanks, dude. Direction. Left, right, north.
Please tell me where to go. And then, you know, like, of course he doesn't give directions. You just have to go find it. But
Yeah.
He does get pretty snarky sometimes too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm snarky too when he's not understanding me. Fucking Kazin.
he got mad that I was rude to him at one point.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
Going back, there's one last thing I want to say with the lying thing, because he does at one point say, or at least he asked me, like, would it be a problem if I lied to you? And I was like, well, kind of. Don't lie to me, please. And he was like, why would I lie to you? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. You brought this up. I was just chilling, opening doors, and you got all weird on me, Kazin. Like, chill.
Yeah, he does bring that up, and I feel like it's so that you can have the same experience I did when I asked him if he was lying to me. So like sort of prompt you into doing it.
Why would he bring it up if he doesn't want to talk about it?
I don't know.
Fucking Kazin.
Yeah, I guess I have to try to figure out ways to prompt you to do or say things because
Mhm.
you're kind of just free form.
Well, a good way to do that would be if he just told you something, like he was like, hey, you want to open the red door, and you open the red door and like a closet monster eats you. And it's like, Kazin, buddy, red door was bad. Why are you lying to me? That works better than him being like, hey, I'm lying to you. Is that cool? I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. I still think the concept is incredibly cool, and I think the execution's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. This is a hard thing, I think, to do.
Oh, I do not doubt that. And I think they did a very good job considering where we are in terms of technology.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's basically just a chat bot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that it had any idea what I was saying ever is remarkable. I just don't think it's there enough to support a whole game.
Which is probably why it was only
Only 2
long.
hours, yeah.
I would give this a yes.
Me too.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a definite yes for me.
Oh, definitely.
It's definitely a yes.
Oh, I get to be this guy again. It's such a cool concept, but I don't think I can really if you like the concept, I'd say check it out, but I don't think it's good enough for me to really recommend it, so no.
On to Tumblestone. Alex, you wanna?
Yeah, Tumblestone is, I guess, like a I don't know how you say, like it's not really a puzzle game. What do you call this?
Like an action puzzle game?
Action puzzle game? I don't know if that's a thing.
It's like competitive Tetris, but not.
It's the first original action puzzle game in the past 15 years. That is so not true, but okay.
So this game is like a match 3, but you have to like take the colors out of the board. Like you're removing the colors. I guess you're removing the colors, and nothing more fills in. You're trying to get rid of the board, and you can only grab things that you can grab from the bottom. So you can't grab things that are rows back away from you. So it becomes like a, what do I need to remove to form a match of 3 to be able to get to whatever else I need to be able to get to match 3 more. And it's kind of like, I don't know, like a thinking man's Tetris, kind of, I guess, is how I would say it.
It's like Bubble Blast? Is that what it's called? Bubble Blaster?
Sure. Yeah.
Except it's actually a puzzle in some ways.
Right.
And instead of shooting the bubbles, you grab 3 at a time.
And the coolest part about it is that it's competitive, so you can play with up to 4 people and try to clear the boards faster than each other. There's a couple different game modes. There's just a straight race to clear the board is the fastest. There's like a tug of war mode where you have to try to pull ahead of everybody far enough to where you get to clear your board, and every time somebody clears something, more stuff gets added to other people's boards. And what was the third mode? It was not good. I don't remember it. It's called like Battle or something. It wasn't a good
Battle,
mode.
I think, yeah.
I don't remember what exactly happened. And then there's also other extra options like wild cards and stuff that you can go throw in. We didn't really have anything unlocked except for
Wild
weekly
cards.
wild card. Yeah, which was. Oh, it was modifier. It was called wild card. The modifier we got. Modifiers is what you can add. So like, that one was some of the colors or some of the blocks were like multiple colors, and you could use them whenever you wanted. I didn't like that. I like the purity of the original without the change. I don't know. It's I think it's a lot of fun overall.
I bought this game 2 years ago at PAX
Yeah,
when
same.
we saw it. And I played it several times, but is it online competitive?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And there are like 8 places inside of the menus of the game where it says, hey, you can send a Steam key to somebody. And so we finally did that, and we sent it to Owen, but you can only play 5 matches online a day. So it's like a trial key or something. But it tells you nonstop in all of the menus
It's true.
that you can send a
Like
key to somebody.
changing some video settings. Why not send a key to somebody? Like.
So I'm just gonna jump in real quick while no one else has anything to say. I kind of hate this game.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, wasn't a good bundle for me. I don't really like the mechanics. I think it's boring.
By mechanics, do you mean mechanic? Because there is exactly one game mechanic.
That would be
and
the
they
issue.
never
Yes.
stray from it, ever, ever, ever.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, why would they?
because it sucks.
Because it's boring.
Not.
It is
The
though.
multiplayer is kind of fun.
What got me about the multiplayer, and I don't know if the puzzles are better in single player, but like the pattern to how you gotta pick the blocks in multiplayer seem to always be the same.
It is, yep.
It's like there's 2 exposed of one color and another one there's like one that's blocked by 2 and another one that's blocked by 1. You take the 2 and the 1, clear it, and then you get the other ones, and then you just go from there.
Yep, every time.
So that was the tug of war mode. And that's the reason why when we played Tug of War, they lasted forever, because everybody started to just get the groove of what those puzzles looked like, and you just knew the solutions every time.
That's
so
true.
then it was a battle of whose fingers were fastest at that point,
Yeah, pretty
instead of
much.
who could figure it out the fastest. So it just took so long for some of those matches to finish. But I think the standard clear the board mode, where you have the entire board instead of like 3 or 4 rows or whatever the Tug of War mode is, I think that one's pretty awesome.
That's fair. I feel like it still feels a lot like just guess and check.
Yeah.
Because like, at least for me, when there's like 5 rows of blocks, I'm not going to plan out 5 rows worth of moves. I'm just going to start clearing that first row. And then when I hit a roadblock, I'll just start again. And like, maybe that's because I'm bad at puzzles, but it was just boring for me.
That's really not how I played, I guess. I don't know, I'm constantly looking to make sure that I'm going to be able to access 3 of each color that are at the top. And if I can't, then I figure out how I can get to 3 of whatever color I can't get to, and then go down that path. Instead of just like throwing stuff at the board and then failing. Which I still do fail sometimes, I don't know how I run into that, but you know, happens. I really like this game, I'm going to say yeah.
Me too.
I'm gonna say no.
Figured.
It gets boring way too fast.
If by really fast you mean almost immediately, it's a no from me.
I do mean almost immediately.
Alright.
Slime Son. Okay, this is like the one that I actually really liked.
Wow.
It's just a platformer.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a whole lot else to it. You're this little slime, and you go around. You have like a dash move. You can jump. The most unique thing it's got going is you hit like shift, and you can move through like green barriers. Basically, that's as complex as it gets. But it's just like a platformer, and I liked it. It's fun.
Yeah, so when you're not holding that button, it's a solid surface that you can, like, if it's like a horizontal surface, you can land on it and stand on it. Otherwise, if you're holding that button, you fall through it. Or if it's like a pillar, you can walk through it or jump through it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets kind of, it gets to the point where you're like trying to fall through one but land on another and then jump up through a different one. That's kind of like how it complicates the platforming.
This is the game I always picture in my mind when I'm trying to picture like the most super generic twitchy platformer that I can think of.
Yeah.
I find nothing interesting about this game.
As much as I just said, I did like it. There's about 10 other games that do the same thing better,
Yeah.
but I will take what I can get. I guess the other thing it does have, if you take too long on a level, a giant wall of pink juice comes for you.
Yep.
And you basically just have to get to the exit before you get swallowed up by it. Which, you know, just means you gotta go fast. And that's kind of it. But it's something.
Games like, it's basically Super Meat Boy with slightly different mechanics.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I frickin' love Super Meat Boy so much, so
Well, it's a great game.
this scratches that itch that, like, no other game has in a long time. I think some of the... there's like somewhat of a story in this game, somehow.
A bit.
And you run across these characters and they're all ridiculous. And I think my favorite part of the game so far where I'm at is just like I came into this. Well, first of all, you're inside the body of a giant worm thing. You got swallowed. And then you're hearing all these rumors about how there's like a survivor's safe haven town somewhere in the body. And it's just like, okay, well, we'll see you there. I haven't made it there yet, but I'm assuming you'll get there at some point and all these people will be there. But at one point in the game, I came into a room and it was just like some giant worms in like a sauna looking like thing, but it was made out of blood. And then this worm was like, "Oh, how may I help you today?" And then he's like, "Wait, you're a slime. We don't serve slimes here. We only serve worms here." And I just thought it was great. I don't know why, but it was amazing.
Yeah, I always love a little bit of slime racism in my games. That's what it's all about.
But I think the controls are super tight. It just feels good, and I like it a lot.
I don't think we mentioned, but there's wall jumping.
Yep.
If
wall
that-
jumping.
If people didn't think that would be a thing in a Super Meat Boy clone. No, there is.
Oh, the pink juice, it's stomach acid.
Yeah, I kind of... See, I wanted to say you were inside the belly of a worm, but like I thought about that and I was like, was that real? Or did I like imagine that somehow? Because that sounds really weird.
Right.
But I guess it's real.
They just had to like come up with like a different gross analog besides being like a hunk of meat.
Yeah.
What other gross thing can we do?
You're inside a worm.
Hunk of meat, just blood everywhere as you rub yourself against everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a no. It's just so generic and not interesting.
It's a yes from me. I think it's fun, and the concept's been done before, but I think they still do it well, and it's still fun to play. So it's a yes for me.
I am definitely gonna give this a yes.
I'll give it a yes.
Ooh.
I enjoyed it. Yep, I'll give it a yes. I too like the subtle kind of story-ish storyline that's going on. That was probably what put it over the top.
Yeah, suck it, Caleb.
Whatever, man.
That was also the Humble Monthly debut.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of which, on to the original. John's.
Okay. First of all, can we start? Did anybody actually watch the preview trailer that's on the Humble
It's a
Bundle?
great
good.
trailer.
It is fan-freaking-tastic. It's so good. It doesn't come with free pretzels. Man, I didn't even know what to anticipate after watching the trailer, but it was just so well done. And then the game is actually... Did everybody play this? Okay, so it's... I don't even know how to describe this game. It's somewhat similar to like playing chess or checkers, except there's no... I mean, the pieces are specifically numbered, and your numbered pieces, when they're greater than opponent's pieces, can destroy them. Or similar pieces destroy each other. So if you have a 3 and your opponent has a 3 and you jump on your opponent, both of them are destroyed. And then you have a king, and then you also... Or what's it called? It's not called a king.
It's basically a king, though.
Okay, it's a king. And then you also have blank tiles that are basically just really useful for blocking. But they can only destroy blank tiles and cannot be destroyed by anything else. So not only does all that sort of those mechanics happening, but also you can move around pieces to the back side of the board. So it's not like you start on the edge of a board and your opponent starts on the edge. You both start about 1/3 in. And so once you break a wall or break a line, you can begin maneuvering behind your opponent in order to sort of outmaneuver them and basically put their king in check.
I didn't even realize you don't stop on the like totally bottom part until I almost lost to Alex, and then I realized you can just go on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what the heck? I was about to actually beat you.
He was.
This game was incredibly frustrating because Caleb just beat me every time.
Sorry.
Caleb played a lot of chess growing up.
I didn't.
I think this game's really good. I like it. I don't really feel like playing against Caleb again. Maybe play against the AI or something. I don't know. Is there
The
AI?
AI is hard.
There is. I lost against
Okay.
the AA every time.
Yes. I
Gotcha.
only beat the AI once out of I probably twice out of 15 games.
I feel like you just need to develop strategies for this, because you try to go employ chess strategies kind of instinctively, but then it doesn't work exactly the same. So I was trying to do my whole rook queen corner the king thing on horizontal lines, and then at one point, like Caleb said, he just moved back into the empty space that was behind him, and I was like, well, frick.
This game differs greatly from chess and checkers in that it is 100% about positioning. whether or not you think it's about like tackling pieces and destroying your opponent's pieces, this game is specifically out-positioning your opponent. It's learning how to place blank tiles. It's learning how to place your low-level tiles so that they're in the way for larger-level tiles from your opponent so that you can maneuver around them in order to get to their king. And it took me a long time to figure that out because I was trying to play it like chess or trying to play it like similar to checkers. And once I figured out, oh shoot, I'm just gonna do what the AI does and begin to block and utilize pieces or the blank pieces and the blank tiles, it became a lot more fun and a lot more competitive. And it just didn't feel like he was just absolutely destroying me.
Like, way more important on positioning, but it also gives you way more freedom to position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you can move pieces like super far in one turn. Like, you can pretty much move it anywhere as long as you can get there without having to go through something else. So you can make like a Z or like a, you know, like just move all the way across the board behind some stuff in a single turn.
I really liked the judo version of the game, where you can only attack pieces that are next to you. So you actually have to move into like close quarters combat with all of your pieces.
Yeah, that was good.
And then if you fight a piece of the same level as you, like a 1 fighting a 1 or 2 a 2, then you kill theirs and don't die, and you get an extra turn. So it changed the tactics a lot. Because you never wanted to put an identical piece next to one of the enemy's identical pieces, because then they get a free turn and a kill. It changed it a lot. It was cool. This game does suffer from the same thing that chess does, though, where if you're just losing a whole bunch, it's annoying and awful, and you want to stop like immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once you figure out the mechanics of chess, unless you're playing somebody who's just absolutely fantastic, you can start to be a little bit competitive.
That's it. I'm glad you brought up the judo thing. That's the other thing in this game is there's like a bunch of different ways that you can tweak the rules. And in fact, it says in their little blurb here about the game that you can remix the rules to create over 1.5 million different ways to play. So,
A lot of rule changes.
that's a lot of rule changes.
And this game comes with 3 pretzels, right?
Yeah, free
That's
pretzels.
what I've been
That's
told.
what I was told.
Doesn't come with free pretzels.
No free pretzels.
Really?
I'm
That's
uninstalling
really
it.
surprising.
Fine print, but you gotta look at the fine print. Oh, we didn't say yes or no. I'm gonna give this a yes.
I'm going to give it a yes as well.
I'll give it a yes.
Hey, guess what? No.
Well,
No unanimous ones on this one, huh?
No, Black Mesa.
Oh, so it was.
So all it took was like the greatest game of all time to unite us. That's all it takes. Whew.
That's the last of this bundle.
Yeah.
Overall, I guess we need to kind of vote on overall now.
Mm-hmm.
I voted yes on all but one. So I'm betting you can guess that I'm going to give this a definite bad bundle, negative no. I'm just kidding. It's a positive bundle.
Oh,
this is a
shit,
yes
you
for me.
got me, man. You got
I got
me.
you.
Ooh.
Got you.
Oh, man.
I just didn't like the scary game. Everything else was pretty good. So that's a yes overall for me.
I liked Kaizen enough that I can give this a yes.
Oh,
He was awesome.
Fuck this
Jake.
bundle. I only gave yeses to 2 games. One of them's a mod that was free before. Fuck this bundle. I'm out. No.
Can't say I expected any different.
Hey, man, one of us has to be critical.
What's
So
up? This is
everybody's
critical. Amazing. Okay, well, this new bundle is really interesting. This is the first one we've had that has 2 early unlocks.
Which
For
is
some
really
reason.
pissing me off because I'm going to tell you how difficult it is to redo our After Effects to add another next month preview. It's not easy.
Just make sure you save them completely separately, just in case they
At first
do
I
it
was like, just add 2 rows and then, oh my gosh.
again.
Just
The
fucking
worst.
cut Dirt Rally. Nobody cares, Dirt. God, get out of here.
Tell us about Dirt Rally, Jake.
Okay, so as you guys at least know, I just watched all the Fast and Furious movies. So you would think a game about driving cars very fast would be an easy sell, right? Well, you know a good way to ruin that? Take out all the music, give me a moderately fast car that I drive off a cliff repeatedly, and instead of music, have some British guy tell me about hills and turns. I don't care, British guy, just let me drive. I don't know what it means.
I don't
He's
either.
like, turn 683, and I'm like, neat, thanks for the numbers.
The only thing I understood in that whole thing was like, don't cut. And I was like, okay, I get that. I know what you're going for there. Because the first time I cut it, that was a bad decision. That's awful. I went right off the cliff.
Well, like, it gives you symbols about what all the turns are, like if it's going to be a sharp turn, a gradual turn, and even if, like, there's a cliff, so you should watch out for cliffs. So, like, take out the stupid British guy and give me some rockin' tunes so I can have fun while I'm playing your stupid driving game.
It's possible you can do that.
I don't think so.
Just play some Spotify in the background.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could, but it's not in the game. I hate this game. I have to play it again next month.
Just like The Witness, right?
Oh, I'm having a crisis. So, what do you guys think?
I'm typically a fan of the Dirt series. I think they lost a little something in this one. I don't really know. Like, it's not. Chad says like the music.
Got him.
Well said.
Yeah, I think they just lost something, and I'm probably not gonna recommend this one.
If you do like rally racing, this has to be like the perfect game for you. Oh my
If
gosh.
you like,
it's so
like
intense.
intense level rally racing.
Yeah.
Not like I'm just gonna drive. What was that other game you'd always play with the four-wheelers where you're just off-roading all the time, and it's just ridiculous. You're hitting ramps onto
ATV.
trains. Yeah. Can't think of what it's called.
ATV
Oh, well.
something or other.
Yes. Not at all like that. This is like the freaking Forza of rally racing, or
Yeah.
the
Cars. It's like cars. with
yeah,
rally
the
racing.
cars of rally racing. That's yes, very accurate.
That's what that game was called, right?
Project Cars.
Project Cars. There you go. The Project Cars of rally racing.
So I have played this game before. Just real quick before we kind of give a vote on this one, I have played this game before. But my real frustration was I literally could not get this game to launch at all, no matter what I did.
Oh wow.
Windowed mode, non-windowed mode, correct resolution, 1080, nothing I changed. I could get this game to launch.
Well, you are not missing much.
I played some of the other dirts, so
So yeah, it's a no from me.
surprise, surprise.
It's a tentative no for me too. I probably still won't like it next month, but we'll see.
Yeah, gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no as well.
All right, last one, Inside. This is a game that we've all beaten.
Nope.
Jake
You
is
didn't
not.
beat it.
Mm-mm. I tried.
Damn,
I tried
Jake.
real hard. I played for like 4 hours straight. Because I was like, how long can this game possibly be? Longer than... Wow, I thought I played this game longer. 68 minutes. Ooh, buddy.
Played this game for like 4 hours.
Man, okay, that does not reflect well on this game, does it?
68 minutes later.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was about to say it's only like 3 hours long. How do you play
See,
4
that's what I
hours?
thought. And then, like, at the 4 hour mark, I was like, damn, this is a longer game than I thought.
The 4
man.
hour, the fake
Yeah, it looks
4
like I
hour
beat it
Yeah,
in 2
the pretend
hours.
4 hour. Jeez. God, okay, I'll beat it for next month, probably. I'll do another 4 hour session.
Aaron, you did beat it, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah, because this was on our top 10 list, right? Because Alex put it on there.
Correct.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
Oh, wow.
So this game was in the top 10 list because of me. So most definitely, I'm gonna recommend it. I think it's great. It's echoes of what's the other game that everybody else
Limbo.
says? Limbo.
If by echoes you mean the same game.
It's
It's
not the
pretty
same.
similar.
It's
It's,
not the
very similar.
There's
I would
like a
not call
muted
it the
color
same
palette in
game.
this game, and it's not black and white.
Oh, a different color palette? Shit! I guess credit where
this
credit's
game's
due.
also three-dimensional instead of Limbo, which is not very...
Oh, barely. You only move on a 2D plane, though.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
And they also took out the spider.
Similar atmosphere stuff. The difference between this and Limbo, I think, is that Limbo, every single, I don't know if I want to say puzzle. I guess puzzle. Every single puzzle in Limbo is like, I'm going to run into this thing and see what it does, and it's probably going to kill me, and then I'll figure out how to make it not kill me when I respawn. Like, they don't give you any information, really. Like the spider, for instance. Like, you're just walking forward, and the spider just stabs you in the head. And you're like, oh, I got to make sure that doesn't happen. And so you, like, inch forward and get the spider to, like, do, like, flinch and then, like, run past it or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
In this game, I feel like they do a really good job of teaching you how to play it through the environment and making sure that you can figure out the solution without ever having to, like, kill yourself to figure it out.
I don't know, though. It still has a decent number of times where, like, there's just, like, a thing going on. You don't know about the thing, and it just kills you. Like, the one that comes to mind is there's a part... You're in, like, an underwater school or something. Some nonsense is going on. And when you walk, like, to a certain distance to the right or maybe pull a lever, some barrels just start coming at you. And if you're not ready, those things are bowling you over and you're gonna die. So, like, if you don't know to expect... If you don't know that this is the release the barrels lever, you're gonna die from barrel attack.
Barrel attack.
So, like, I feel like it still has a little bit of that trial and error. Not that that's necessarily a problem, because you respawn pretty quick and there's a lot of checkpoints.
Yeah.
But I think it still has a little bit of that in there.
The atmosphere and art direction are phenomenal, like, top of their class.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you that, yes.
Yeah, I don't know much else to say. We already beat it and we're previewing, so I don't know.
Yeah, a little weird.
Well, speaking as the only person who hasn't beaten it, one of the best things I can say about this game is you can play it one-handed. And that's just a fact. That's not like anything creepy. I'm just giving you this information. All you need is arrow keys and the right control button. And they're all right next to each other.
Played with
So
a
that's
controller, so I
neat.
needed two hands.
Oh, well, big
I play with a
mistake
controller
there.
as well.
What is wrong with you people? You can play
controller
it
game.
one-handed. That's beautiful. You can drink and play. Wonderful. But, I mean, the atmosphere and art are all nice, and, you know, there's all that. I don't know. It's the same problem I had with Limbo, where... Well, the biggest issue I had with Limbo was it thought it was smarter than it was.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of Limbo, I was like, oh, that's it. There was nothing. It was just artsy for the sake of being artsy. Now, I haven't finished Inside, so maybe at the end it's like, oh, life is fleeting or something profound. But so far, it's just like, you know, run around in the side-scroller, push boxes, win game. The puzzles themselves, I feel like, aren't super complex. It's just like puzzle platforming where it's like, oh, I gotta push a block over here and then go. Or, oh, distract the dogs with this thingy so I can open that door or whatever. None of them were really like, ooh, I gotta stop and really think about what all's going on with the world.
Yeah, most of the puzzles in this game and games like these feel more like they're to give it some gameplay elements and not just be a walking simulator. Like,
Yeah.
that seems like that may be the only reason they sort of exist. Not as much with Inside, because it has the whole mechanic of the head mount things.
Those are so cool.
That's important to the storyline, but
I'll also say the end of the game is really, really cool.
Yes. Yes. That's what I
It
like
actually
the
changes
most about this
dramatically
game.
towards the end of the game.
yeah, it does. It's true.
I will give this a yes, obviously.
Yeah, I'll give it a yes.
I will also give it a yes.
Fine, I'll give it a no. But, like, it's not like a hard no. Like, I'm just kind of lukewarm on it. We'll see how the ending goes for next month. But right now, tentatively no, unless you really liked Limbo.
Bingo banga bonga. Oh, that's what it made me think of from... What is that? What is that?
I have no idea what you're talking
Song.
about.
Maybe
I can't
it's
think of the name
from
of the song.
Fallout?
It's from Fallout, yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
This-
I'm there now.
This is being cut.
No, this is going in. This is gold.